Hello, traders. Oh, yeah. Woo! Oh, yes. We are live. I love it. I love it. I love it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Woo! My God, I am so glad you cannot see me. Oh my God. I love it. Let's get ready, guys. All right, traders. All right, traders. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another live free event. There you go. There you go. Hey, where are you guys coming from? Sorry for the delay. These things always have some technical issues in the beginning, but where are you guys coming from? Where are you coming from? I saw Las Vegas in the house. I saw London in the house. I saw all types. We have nearly 20,000 people registered for this event traders. Nearly 20,000 people registered for this event. And I think that people span 46 different countries around the globe. That's crazy. That's insane. This has got to be the biggest, the largest. Wow, look at these cities and countries go by. It's the largest event that I've ever held in my entire life, online, offline, or what have you. It's just really wild. Truly, truly wild. Anyway, there's the boss, guys. Boss Cup. Woo! Woo! Almost 20,000 strong, at least registered. Usually we get about 50% of the people who register showing up. So who knows where the final number is going to be. But listen, I'm very glad you're here. And I've got something extraordinarily special for you. Extraordinarily special for you. But I do want to see if I can get different audio here set up. I want to see if I can get this set up here for you. Maybe get slightly better sound here for you. Maybe. Let's see if this is going to work. And give me just a moment. And let's see. You let me know. Not, I'll switch back. Can you hear me, guys? Am I still audible? Am I still audible? Still audible? Can you hear me? Everything going good? Everything good? Everything okay? I'd love to get started. Yes. Boom, boom. Audio's okay. Audio check. I love it. I love it. All right. Cool. Okay. Awesome. Fantastic. Great. Great. So, guys, I have something very, very special for you today. Very special for you today. Over the last several months, I have been calling for one of the most unprecedented market declines in history. I've done this publicly at industry events, starting all the way back in November of 2019. I did a special video on this on my YouTube channel on December 14th, warning you and all of my traders that we were close. I told you in that video that I wanted you to enjoy the last part of the bull market while you had it, because in early 2020, I was predicting one of the largest and fastest market collapses in the history of the world. On February 7th in Orlando, at an international money show event in front of all of my peers, traders, I gave a speech that has gone viral since then, calling for this collapse. My message was very simple: never buy again for the rest of your life. Now, that's being a little facetious. That's being a little overboard, but people understand those messages. So I always go extreme with the message: don't ever buy again, to drive the point home. The market on that day, on the 7th of February, was at all-time new highs. We know the state of the world today. The industry is calling me a wizard, a hero. These videos are going viral at the current moment. I'm getting called by virtually every single financial network to come on their show to explain to them what I saw, why was I one of the only people in the industry bearish, and the whole 9 yards. If you want to reference those speeches, you can by simply going to moneyshow.com, the industry's main organizer of events for all the people in my industry. They will have my speeches at their events on their site, and you will see that it's my speeches and my talks that obviously widely receive the vast majority of the views. Sorry, my peers, but that's just the way it is. So why am I telling you all of this? Is it to brag? A little bit, but more importantly than that, today, I want to give you the ability to do the same thing, so that you, from this day forward, you will never be caught by one of these downdrafts. You will never be caught by surprise. Do you understand me? You will never, for the rest of your trading life after this event, this is my promise to you, you will never be caught off guard. You will be able to predict with a high degree of accuracy when the market is in store for some type of sharp pullback, and you'll also, which is going to become important in the future, you'll also be able to read fairly accurately when the market is prepared to bottom out and move back to the upside. Now, I'm going to teach you this from a macro perspective first, and then I'm going to show you how this same concept that I'm going to teach you today, these same concepts, if you take the concepts from the macro and go to the micro, it can change your life from an everyday, every week point of view. I'm going to teach you how to take these concepts, these small few concepts I'm going to teach you today, and not only how to predict with a good degree of accuracy when the market's ready for big moves up and down, but you're going to be able to take the same concepts, go to a smaller time frame, and generate frequently occurring income day by day, week by week, month by month. And I promise you, this is my promise to you right now. Right now. This is my promise to you right now. This will be the most valuable event, free event, you have ever attended in your life. That's my goal, for you to walk away and say, wow, I'm here today, as long as it takes, to blow your mind. Are you ready? Are you ready to get your mind blown? I hope so, because I'm in the mind-blowing attitude. I'm in the mind-blowing mindset right now. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Okay. Boom. I just want to make sure we've got that correct. I think so. All right. Now, unfortunately, while I am doing this presentation, I can't see many of your comments. But for those of you who are unaware of who I am, I do understand that this is in Spanish. For those of you who do not speak Spanish, listen to my words. All right. I'll do a mixture of some of the slides in English and Spanish. Guys, I'm the founder of an organization called iFundTraders.com. Today, this organization houses, funds, and educates more traders than any other trading organization in the world. We are over 10,000 traders strong in virtually all the major countries throughout the world. I am the former founder and CEO of a company called Pristine.com, which was formed in 1994. Pristine.com, over a 12-year period, became the #1 source for trading education in the trading industry. I've been a professional trader. This is a little dated, for 33 years. I started trading my first trade was placed in March of 1981. I usually do not count the idiot years, but I am a professional trader from December of 1986. And if you don't count the idiot years while I was learning and being depressed and going through hardships trying to get this right, it's 33 full years of professional trading. All right. I am the most sought after speaker in this industry today. I am the author of 5 international best-selling books on the topic of trading the markets for a living. These 5 books are written in 5 different languages, and collectively they sell more copies than every other trading book in the history of the world combined. I fund over 500 plus equity and Forex traders, and I continue to be an international speaker on the topic of trading markets, and I continue to be a consultant to some of the largest exchanges in the world. This is where you can follow me, okay? I truly want you to follow me here. I put a lot of work into my YouTube channel to ensure that virtually every single day of the week, 7 days a week, I am pumping valuable, life-changing material to you absolutely free. So if you're looking for a source to gradually, every single day, step up your trading game and increase your knowledge of markets and how they operate, and to raise your level of market sophistication, this is where you want to be. I also pump a great deal of content out over my Instagram channel and my Facebook channel as well. And I do trade live with you every now and then on Periscope, whether you use my English Periscope channel or the Spanish Periscope channel. But follow me wherever you can. Again, this slide is in Spanish for those of you who do not speak English, but I do want to run through a few things, guys. And I'm doing this because I know that with as many people that I have logged on to this event, I have people at all different types of levels. So I do have to speak from a basic point of view as well as a very sophisticated point of view. Look, trading is a business, and I want you to understand that. It is not a hobby. It is not some side activity. I want you to approach it as a business. Now, this business is one of the best businesses in the world. It requires only a laptop computer and an internet connection, and you are in business from all 4 corners of planet Earth. Whether you want to trade from the balcony of a beautiful hotel overlooking this amazing beach, whether you want to trade from a mountaintop, whether you want to trade from your bathroom, whether you want to trade from your backyard, your living room, your kitchen table, you are in business anywhere in the world as long as you have a laptop computer and an internet connection. So not location specific. You are in business today because of various markets that trade 24 hours a day. You're in business potentially 24 hours a day. So unlike when I first started this game, you don't have to choose between having another career and having a trading career. If you don't want to give up your job career, you can keep your job career and trade during your off hours. I did not have this benefit, but today you have this benefit, making this activity even greater than it was when I first started trading as a professional. You don't need to trade full time. In fact, I encourage that you don't trade full time. Trading part-time actually leads to higher consistency and greater profitability on the part of traders. And there are studies that prove that. My traders trade on average between 30 minutes and 90 minutes a trading day. You don't have to approach this from a full-time perspective, and I strongly encourage that you don't. In fact, the two best times to trade are the first 90 minutes of the trading day and the last 90 minutes of the trading day. The middle of the trading day is actually one of the most difficult and low odds parts of the day. So always think of your markets divided into three categories: first 90 minutes, last 90 minutes, and the trap zone in the middle. You want to try to keep your activity low to zero in the trap zone in the middle. All right. My first trade, when I placed my first trade as a professional trader in December of 1986, I'll never forget it. I remember it like it was yesterday. It cost me $1,300 to buy 1,000 shares of Intel. And it cost me $1,300 to sell that 1,000 shares of Intel, meaning that I was in the hole $2,600 before I could make $1. And these were institutional rates back in 1986. Today, that same 1,000 shares would cost me 6 cents. That's crazy. So from $1,300 per transaction, today, that same transaction will cost me 6 pennies. My traders have the lowest institutional trading rates on the street today, in the world today. The possibility of you being financed without having to risk your own money is fully available to you today. It was scarce when I first started trading. I had to seek out individual investors to fund my own trading. Today, funding programs like mine are proliferating, but yet I'm one of the first firms in the industry to start funding my own traders. A pioneer in this regard. I suggest that you do not trade with your own capital. Professionals do not trade with their own capital. Professionals trade with other people's capital. No professional on Wall Street, no professional trader trades with his own capital. Billionaires don't trade with their own capital. They open up hedge funds to attract other billionaires to put money into their hedge funds and other people to put money into their hedge funds to trade. No one trades solely with their own capital except retail novices. The professional world does not do that. Professional business people don't use their own capital, and neither should you. You should keep your capital safe. You can earn your living in 30 minutes a day or less, and I will show you this today. If you happen to gain any degree of success or valid consistency in this arena called trading, I promise you with everything I own, you will be adored and respected around the world. There is something about being a successful market participant that no matter where you go makes you automatically respected and adored. These are all the positives of trading. There is no other activity that has the ability to give you this level of freedom, financial freedom, and financial independence. Free of location, free of bosses, free of the need to travel, free of the need to rely on anyone else except yourself. But there's a negative side. It would be remiss of me. I would be remiss if I did not talk about the negatives, because the negatives are big, traders. The negatives are big. All right. The majority, -1, the majority, they don't know anything about trading or the market. And that's an impediment to the vast majority of people.
Especially the vast majority of people have been told that trading is just something for rich people, or the market is just something if you have money, or the market is just a casino, it's gambler, you shouldn't touch that. The majority of people just don't know. And there's a reason for that. For decades upon decades, the industry blocked regular individuals from gaining access to this money-making market, this money-making machine. And it was done on purpose. Today, that's not necessarily the case. Now listen to me carefully. The second fault is this. The probability of failure is 92%. There's a 92% failure rate in this business. That's right. I'm going to say it again. There's a 92% failure rate. 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 So no one can fault me for not putting this in your face, not telling you up front. I am not one of these individuals that goes out there and say anyone can make it in this business, everyone can be rich, and all of you are going to be successful. No, 92% of you won't be successful. 92% of you will fail. 92% of you won't last. 92% of you will quit. 92% of you will walk away from this game frustrated and probably calling it a scam just because you failed. And that's the living truth. And there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing no system can do about it. No method can change this. No magic or manna from heaven can change the fact that 92% of the people in this world will not do what they think or know they should do. It's period. It's simple. And that's it. And the market can't operate otherwise, because the 8% that win take big money out of the markets, and they need the money to come from the 92%. The market couldn't survive if it was a 50% winners and 50% takers, because the takers take 100, 200, 300 times more than the people putting, the individuals who put money in. So a winning trader needs thousands of depositors to win. There are two types of market players in this business. There are those who put money in, deposit, and never withdraw. And there are those who only withdraw and never deposit. I am out. If you follow me, if you're one of mine, I'm out to make you a withdrawer. You should never seek to put money into this game. You should never seek to put money into an account. You should never risk your family's money. You should always just withdraw from those who put money in. So if you get funded, you're not even initially putting your own capital in. You're getting funded and you're learning to withdraw from other people that make deposits. There's only two types of market participants: depositors and withdrawers. I want you to be a withdrawer. Another negative: you have to lose first in order to win later. That's right. You start off, you suck in the beginning, and you're supposed to suck. You're terrible at this in the beginning, and you're supposed to be terrible. You're supposed to not get it. You're supposed to make mistakes. You're supposed to fail. You're supposed to lose. So if you're going to lose first, why risk your own capital? Why put your own money up if you know loss is first? You have to leap before you squat. You have to fall like a child over and over and over again before you learn how to stand, then walk, then run. It's just the way life is. You lose first in this game. And there's a direct link between the traders who lose the most initially and success. The best traders lost a lot in the beginning. The traders who tried to protect themselves from losing because they couldn't afford to lose, they were using their own money. These people never make it because their money doesn't allow them to lose enough to gain the experience that's required to excel forward. You're going to lose first, and it's just the way it is. All right. You need years and years and years before you can ever hope to become a master. That's a negative for a lot of people. It's not a negative for me, but it's a negative for a lot of people because we live in a microwave society. We want our whole dinner cooked in 30 seconds. We want to be masters in 30 seconds. But life doesn't work that way. It's going to take years. Now, you don't have to become a master to start making money. Don't confuse making money from mastery. Mastery might take years and years and years to develop, but you can make money before you become a master. You don't have to be Michael Jordan level to play in the pros. Michael Jordan is mastery level. There are players that play at a less mastery stage and make a decent living. You can make a decent living before becoming a master. Don't get that confused. But mastery takes years. No one's going to understand your passion for this. Not your mother, not your father, not your brother, not your sister, not your wife, not your husband, not your friends. No one is going to understand you. And that's just the way it is. Everyone's going to say you're gambling. Everyone's going to say you're wasting your time. Everyone's going to say that you're going to fail at this. It's just the way it is. That's another negative. And yes, there's a cost to gain education and knowledge and to be mentored by someone. I don't know what it is when it comes to this industry, but everyone thinks that people who do well in this industry should just go out there and give their years and years of experience and their overcoming hardship away for free. Yet when you go to the supermarket, you don't ask the successful supermarket owner to give you food for free, or the gasoline station owner that owns 15 different gasoline stations and's living well to give you his gas for free. But when it comes to this industry, I'm supposed to teach you for free. It just doesn't work that way. You will have to pay someone to be your mentor or your master trainer, because doing it on your own does not work. Never. No trader on Wall Street has ever achieved anything that way. They come into a firm, they get put on a desk, and they're trained by the head trader of that desk. It just doesn't come to you. It doesn't fall out of the sky. It's passed on. Someone can save you years and years of hardship by showing you all the landmines, where all the dead ends, not to go down this way. Don't go down that way. Don't do this. You need to do this. Years and years can translate into tens and tens of thousands of dollars saved. You need big money to make money. Don't let anyone fool you. This is another negative. You can't play this game with a tiny little account. It doesn't work that way. You can't show up to a gunfight with... You can't show up to a gunfight with a knife and think you're going to win. That's just not how life works. Do you realize that for time immemorial, poor people have been violated with this notion that you can make a lot with a little? It doesn't work that way. Not on this planet. I don't know about any other planets. I have yet to do intergalactic travel traders, but I will tell you this, that on this green earth, on this planet, you need money to make money. And that's a negative, because a lot of people don't have money. But I've got the money for you. If you can do what I teach you today, I've got all the money you need to do this without ever risking your own capital, which you should not be risking your own capital. You know this by now. All right. I just want to make sure everything's okay here, because while I'm talking, guys, I cannot see your comments. Let me know if everything's okay. Let me know if you've understood the pros and cons. Let me know if I can move on to the good stuff now. I love it. Everything okay? I've got all systems go. My connection says excellent connection. So I'm going to speed ahead. What I will tell you is this. I want you to take notes. You can take snapshots. You can take pictures. You can share this. I don't care. This is your event. This is your presentation. Do you understand this? This is yours. Do with it whatever you want to do with it. Share it, copy it, send it to other people. Take notes. Take pictures. Sorry about that. Take pictures. It's yours. It's yours. Every piece of information, every knowledge. And I told you, this is going to be the most valuable event you've ever attended, at least a free one. All right? Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. Whoo! I'm ready. I'm ready, guys. I'm ready. I'm ready. All right, guys, look. Every one of my traders has to go through this grid. I just want you to be basically familiar with it. So after I teach them all of my training tactics, my techniques, the strategies, how to protect themselves, when to add, when to take profits, and sometimes when to take all of your profits, when to take some of your profits, how to adjust your protection up as your trade is working, all of these things. Once they have the full method, once they know the tactics and techniques, the concepts that make for making your living at this game, they then have to demonstrate their ability to take $50,000. That's here on the left-hand side. And they have to show me they can make $3,000. That's it. It's with a simulator with real-time data. So they have to show me they can make $3,000 on the simulator. The simulator is exactly what every real trader is experiencing, except the simulator just blocks the final transaction from reaching the exchanges. But everything else is the same. All right? If they can show me that they can make $3,000, they graduate. And now everything is real. They take that same $50,000 account, I put $50,000 in their account, and their goal is to make $3,000. All right? They get 40% of all gains, I get 60%. That's the best part. All right? So it's a 60-40 split, but I take 100% of the risk. So all losses are mine, but we share the profits. Your family never risks a single penny in this business. Never. All right? If you lose my money, I'm going to kill you, of course. So your family will have to deal with that. But no, I'm only teasing. If you lose my capital, it's my loss. It's my fault. I didn't train you well enough. So I take 100% of the risk. Once you make $3,000 at level 1, I put $100,000 in buying power in your account. Now you take $100,000 in buying power, your goal is $6,000. You get 40% of the gains, I get 60. Then I put $250,000, $250,000. Your goal is $10,000. You get 40, I get 60. Then $500,000. And your goal is $20,000. You get 40%, I get 60%. And on and on and on we go. Guys, these levels go all the way through. My top trader has over $30 million in buying power for his trading. I'm just showing you the first 4 levels. But if you can get to levels 3 and 4, that's where some serious, life-changing money can be made. And my God, if you get to level 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, it's mind-boggling. Now, this is very similar to how professional traders on desks on major Wall Street trading firms are developed. They're developed with this tier system. This is how I was developed, starting back in 1986. All right? We had goals to achieve. We earned higher levels of accounts, bigger accounts. And my account got up to as much as wasn't quite, but as much as almost $100 million account. But I started with a $5 million account, which on Wall Street is considered baby. So I just took this microcosmic way we were developed and made it available to people on Main Street. So I'm bringing Wall Street to Main Street. and utilizing my capital to give Main Street traders the same opportunity that Ivy League graduates from top schools have on Wall Street. Because Wall Street firms hire only from the Ivy Leagues most of the time. So this is what they must go through. So now, guys, but there's one catch. Making $3,000 or $50,000, that's not the hard part, traders. I mean, there are traders who take a $50,000 account and make $2,000 in an hour. $3,500 in a day. Making $3,000 is not the hard part, but you got to do it responsibly. You got to make the $3,000 without ever losing more than $300 on any given day. Look at that $300 column. You also can't lose more than $600 on any given week. So look at this. You can't lose more than $300 on any given day, Monday through Friday. Your losses have to stay smaller than $300 on any given day. You can't surpass $600 in total losses for the week. So you've got to reach this $3,000 goal responsibly without letting the account drop very far. Now that's the challenge. That's being responsible. That's being disciplined. There are two laws in this business. Don't lose money. And $300 or less is not considered money to me. Anything over $300 with a $50,000 account, that's money. So under 300 is not money. We can get that back easily. Over 300 is money. Don't lose money. Rule number one. Rule number two, refer to rule number one, period. Now, at every level, your thresholds change. At level 2, all right, it's $500. No more than $500 on any given day and $1,000 on any given week. And then you go onward and upward from there. But this is responsibility. And let me just tell you this. If on any given day at the $50,000 level, you lose $301, you've got 6 seconds. 6 seconds to liquidate. 6 seconds to go flat. 6 seconds to do the right thing. 6 seconds to do the most important job you have, which is to protect the money. Your job is not to make money. This is a common error by all novice traders. They think their job is to make money. No. Your job is to protect the money. Your job is to cut the market when it's not performing. Your job is to get out when you're supposed to get out. The market's job is to make money. The market's job is to go up. The market's job is to produce the profits. Your job is to stop the market when the market is not cooperating with you. The market's job is to make you money. If you buy Microsoft and it goes up and you make $2,000, what did you do except pray? Absolutely nothing. You didn't push the stock up. You didn't call your billionaire friends to go buy billions of dollars of Microsoft to push it up so you could make your $2,000. No, you did nothing. But the market can't stop itself. So the market needs you to do your job when it's time to stop the game. And when you get $301 down, it's time to do your job. Stop the game. But if you don't in those 6 seconds, if you fail to hold up your end of the bargain, if you fail to do the most important act, the most important responsibility you have, I have algorithms that will auto shut you down at the 7th second at the speed of light, and your keyboard will stop working until the next day. If you lose $601 intra-week at any time in the week, you've got 6 seconds. Otherwise, my algorithms on the 7th second auto liquidate, shut your account down, and your keyboard stops working until the next week. You won't even be able to type an email. I'm generous, but I'm not an idiot. I just want you to know that. All right, there we go. Now we get started. Get your notebook Get your notebooks ready. Get your pen ready. Get your what are snapshots ready. You can take snapshots of the screens. We start. We begin rebuilding you better than you were before. Better, stronger, faster. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Do you remember that sitcom? Yeah? No? Maybe not? Okay. $6 Million Man, 1970s. Steve Austin. Let's go, guys. Let's go. All right, let's do it. You need 3 tools to learn to do what I'm going to teach you to do. You need a chart, okay? Now, I'm first going to teach you from the macro, and then we're going to go to the micro. So in this case, we need a monthly chart. That's a macro time frame. And I'm going to show you a monthly chart of the NASDAQ. You need 20-period simple moving average of the NASDAQ, and we need a 200-period simple moving average of the NASDAQ. Only 2 indicators. A lot of traders ask me, Oliver, what about other indicators? No, you don't need anything else. 20, 200, and throw everything else in the garbage. Every other indicator, every other concept, nothing. I'm going to show you how unnecessary everything is. And trust me, over my 33 years, I have experimented with virtually every single thing out there. And it's all mostly unnecessary. Monthly chart, 20-period moving average, 200-period moving average, done. Simple, clean, powerful. Now, here's a monthly chart of the NASDAQ. This date was actually February 7th, 2020. This was the date I gave my industry-wide speech in Orlando, Florida. On that morning, I grabbed a snapshot of where the NASDAQ was, and I was off to my speech. This is the chart that I snapped. Every bar represents 1 month of trading, traders. The green months obviously represent months where the NASDAQ rose, and the red months represent months in which the NASDAQ fell. Here is the NASDAQ with the 20-period simple moving average. I don't use any of the sexier varieties of moving averages like the exponential or the weighted or the triangular. I use the simple version of the moving average. It's based on the closing price of each bar. I have found no evidence in 33 years of professional trading that the sexier varieties work any better than the others, than the simple one. We need the 200 simple moving average. And so here are your 3 items: the chart, the 20-period moving average of the chart, the 200-period moving average of the chart. Simple. 3 things: chart, 2 moving averages, and you're done. Now, there are a couple things I want to point out right off the bat here for you, if I can. I want you to notice these moments where you're coming in contact with the 20-period moving average. Going over it a little bit, that's fine. But notice these moments. Notice the moments of going over a little bit, making contact and bouncing off. Notice in 2015, boing. Notice in early 2016, boing. Notice in late 2018, boing. Notice in the middle of 2019, coming into contact, boing. All right. So we think of a rising 20-period moving average as a zone, not as that skinny line. The skinny line is lying to you. It's not a skinny line. It's a zone. It's like a fence you can lean on. It's like a mattress that gives way when you step on it or jump up and down on it. It's like a trampoline. These are trampoline bounces. 2015, boing. 2016, boing. You see? They're not breaking the 20. They're just, the trampoline is bending. Boing. 2018, boing. 2019, boing. but not breaking. So imagine the skinny 220 period moving average as a thicker zone. There's a zone above that blue line and a zone beneath that blue line that actually is the true representation of the 20 period moving average. Moving averages are zones. They are not skinny lines. Point number one. All right. Beautiful. Let's move on. Next concept. The market breathes. The market is a breathing mechanism. Let's talk about this. I want you to note the two moving averages on the chart. I've got a visual image representing the 20 period moving average and the 200 period moving average. Now, I want you to note that there are two different states on this moving average, on this image. There's a state where it's what I call the inhale state. The inhale state is when the 20 and the 200 are relatively close to each other. They don't have to be touching, but they're close. Look at the 20 and the 200, they're close. Even on the left-hand side, it's close. In the middle, it's close. On the right-hand side, it's close. They don't have to be touching, just relatively close to each other. This is called the inhale state, when the market inhales like this and holds its breath. And then there's the exhale state. You see, there's the inhale state when the two moving averages are close together. And then there's the exhale state when they go wide apart. 20 leaves the 200 wide apart. It's exhale. Two states. Inhale, close together. Exhale, wide apart. Knowing these two states is one of the keys to phenomenal accuracy in the market. Knowing these two states is one of the keys to reading with great accuracy what the market should do next. Because if the market is in an inhale state, it should go exhale. If the market is at an exhale state, it should be ready to go back to, from exhale, it should be ready to go back to, boom, inhale. Exhale to inhale. After inhale, inhale back to exhale. Now, check this out. Boom. This is what you'll see the market repeat over and over and over again. Listen to me carefully, traders. The market is stuck on rails like a train. A train does not have freedom of choice. A train can only run along the path of the rails. The market is the train. It doesn't have freedom. This is the train. This is the market's rails it's stuck on, and it must repeat this journey over and over and over again. Inhale. Now exhale. Away. Separate it. Then from exhale back to inhale. And then from inhale away. Exhale away. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Now the only thing is that the exhale can be above or below. You understand? The exhale doesn't have to always be up away. It can be down away. I don't have a slide for that. I should. But I'm showing you the exhale away to the upside with the 20. But you can have the 20 drop and go away from the 200 on the downside. Both are exhale states. Direction doesn't matter. Exhale up or exhale down. They're both exhales. Now, I got to pause here. You got to let me know, do you understand what I'm talking about so far? Have you picked up this inhale, exhale state? These two states. Have you picked up this concept? Have you understood that this is the only thing the market can repeat over and over and over and over and over again? It has no choice. It has to. It's stuck on rails. Tell me, can you understand this? Did you understand this? Very important before I go on. Colombian coffee. I love it. Good? You got it? Let me know. I'm not seeing your comments here. But I'm going to take it that we're good. All right? Okay. Let me type here. Oh, chat's disabled. Okay. There we go. All right, I got it. I'm assuming we're good. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right. The market example. Let's take it to an example now. Here is a chart of the NASDAQ in the past. All right, NASDAQ 100 to be exact. We're going back to 1995. Okay, going back to 1995. I want you to take a look at your three items. Take a look at your three items. Look at the NASDAQ chart. Look at the 20-period moving average, the blue line, and look at the 200. Look at how close they are together. This is an inhale state. All right, inhale. Now, look at the NASDAQ in 2000. Look at the NASDAQ chart. Then go down and look at how far away the chart is from the 20-period moving average. Now look at the 20 and go down. I'm showing you where the 200 is. It's not showing there, but all three are separated. Now, in reality, you don't need all three separated. When you get all three separated, it's an extreme state of exhale. An exhale state is only when the 20 is separated far from the 200. But when you have the stock or the item separated far from the 20 and the 20 also separated from the 200, this is an extreme exhale state. So you've got two exhale states. You've got the normal exhale state, which is only the 20 and the 200 are far. The extreme is when all three are separated. The stock is separated far above the 20. The 20 is separated far above the 200. I call this the three-finger spread. You know? So what you can do is sort of like this, guys. You can say, look, the three-finger spread, right? You've got the stock way up here. You've got the 20 in the middle, and you've got the 200 at the bottom, and they're all spread apart. This is the three-finger spread, right? And here's when they're together. Inhale, and then boom, exhale. All this is extreme exhale state. All right, guys, let's go. All right. Exhale. Boom, we go right down into 2003, right back to an inhale state. It's the only thing the market can repeat over and over and over again. There is nothing else for the market to do. There's no other pattern. There's no other shape. There's no other railroad tracks. It's stuck into this mode. And professionals as well as novices, professionals too, they're idiots too. They've been getting this cycle wrong for ages. Starting today, right now, if I were to stop this event and I were to ask you, when is the best time to be an aggressive buyer? You would be able to tell me, Oliver, when my market is in an inhale state. When is it the best time to be a seller? You would be able to tell me, Oliver, when the market is in an exhale state, and especially if it's in an extreme exhale state when all three of my items are separated far from each other. If I were to ask you, when is it the best time to become a pessimist? When is it the best time to take out aggressive shorts? When is it the best time to benefit on the way down? You'd say, Oliver, the very best time is the extreme exhale state. When is it the best time to get aggressive on the buy side? After everything has collapsed into an inhale state, and all three of my items are really close and quiet together. And if I were to stop this event right now, you would never be fooled again by buying at the top. Never again. No matter what stock you're looking at, no matter what chart you're looking at, whether you're looking at Bitcoin, whether you're looking at Tesla, whether you're looking at an options contract, whether you're looking at anything that human beings trade, you will never, ever again buy that item if it is in an exhale or extreme exhale state, ever again. So in this one regard, your life is changed forever. In this one regard, I've moved you, transferred you from the group of people who are fooled all the time, including the people talking heads on Wall Street, on CNBC, on Bloomberg, on Fox News. All of them do not know what they're doing. Almost all of them. You will be able to outperform over 80% of all professional money managers who get this cycle wrong every single time it happens. Because if they didn't, people would not be losing billions upon billions of dollars right now. Here's another way of looking at it. Look at your inhale states and look at your exhale, your extreme exhale state. Look at the size of the boxes. Your best opportunities are from the two extreme states, extreme narrow, extreme wide. Don't just think you want to take advantage of the narrow states. No, some of the best time to make the biggest money is after an extreme exhale state. The money comes bigger and faster on the way down. Here's separation 1 from the 200 to the 20. And here's separation 2 from the 20 to the top of the stock. Your item. The 3-finger spread, the dual layers of separation. This is your key to fortunes, guys. It's simple, but it's powerful, like most things in the universe. The most powerful things in the universe are simple. Compound interest is simple. Most things in the universe that are very powerful are simple. My industry speech on February 7th. I took a snapshot of the NASDAQ. I told my audience on that day, I said the last time I was at this industry event was 10 years ago. I told them that the industry had been asking me every single year, Oliver, will you please come back? Oliver, will you please come this year? Oliver, will you please come this year? But I always declined. Every single year I declined. I declined so often that people started to speculate that I was in hiding, which is absolutely ridiculous. I have one of the biggest mouths in the industry. I don't hide from anyone. But I told them I didn't have anything else to say because 10 years ago I came to this event and I told you, don't you ever sell again. To take everything you own and put it into the market. My message in 2010 was knock on your neighbor's door, and if they have spare change, take it. Borrow money, put it in. We're in a narrow state. That was my message. But I had nothing new to say any other year after that. So when the NASDAQ went to an extreme exhale state, I said, now it's my time to come back. And so it is in 2020, this year, February, I accepted the invite. Why? Because I had a brand new message. And that message was simple. I started off my speech by saying, don't you ever, ever, for the rest of your life, buy again. When I mentioned that, I started off my speech that way, 10 people stood up, I guess they were in a group together, and immediately walked out of the event. Literally walked out. They did not want any of that. They didn't want to hear any of that. I was the only one at the show bearish. I was the only one talking negative. They were going around speech after speech after speech from every other industry expert, so-called expert, talking about how the bull run is in its infancy and we're going much higher. I was the only one at the show bearish. But now you know why. Look at your NASDAQ on February 7th. Look at the separation from the NASDAQ and the 20-period moving average. Look at the separation from the 20-period moving average and the 200. The three-finger spread. The double wide scenario. The extreme exhale state. So we go from 2010 from inhale to 2020 exhale. I told my audience that they should sell every single thing that they own. And actually, that wouldn't be enough. They need to aggressively go short. This was my message. But how many people do you think really took advantage of it? 26,000 people watched that speech because it was 300 people live and it was broadcast live over the internet. 26,000 people. Out of 26,000 people, how many do you think took advantage? Very, very few. And it's always like that. How many people do you think took advantage in 2010? Very, very few. It's always like that. There is nothing I will do ever, nothing that anyone can do to change it. It's what makes a market. We make our livings from the people who buy in exhale states. That's how we make our money. We make our money from people who give up and sell what they own in the inhale state. This is how we make our money. We need people to do it wrong. We need other players to be on the other side. It may sound sad to you, but that's what makes a market. The money you make has to come from someone. It doesn't fall out of the sky. It doesn't mysteriously and miraculously manifest itself. It comes from other people's deposits, from other people's wrong buying and wrong selling. There's someone always on the other side of your trade. The $64,000 question is, who's smarter at this moment in time? Is it you, or is it the person on the other side of your trade right now? And I am dedicated. I am out to make sure that if you're mine, and I consider you mine, if you're mine, I am dedicated to make sure that the vast majority of the time, not 100%, we can't be 100%, humans aren't 100%, but the vast majority of the time, you are on the right side. Let's put this in a historical perspective. Now look at this, traders. I want to give you a few seconds to look at this chart. This is the NASDAQ going all the way back into 1986. Look at my first year as a professional, 1986. Well, close to 1987 actually, but look at the year 1990. Look at the peak in 2000. Look at the drop into 2003. Look at 2010. And look at 2020 on the 7th. Now I ask you, what do you see here? There's something very interesting here. What do you see? They're freaking 10-year increments. Duh. 1990 into 2000, 10 years. Boom. Collapse. Okay. 2000 into 2010, 10 years. 2010 into 2020, 10 years. Duh. My 13-year-olds, my 14-year-olds can figure this out. There's a huge turn every 10 years in the market. It's cyclical. Fear and greed can be measured. That is a scientific fact. That there are statistical lengths of time that fear and greed typically stay in force. Cycles are real, my friends. Cycles are real. Now, let me take you all the way back to 2010, when I was at these industry events preaching in every major city throughout the United States that these events were held in. Buy as much as you can. And here are some of the people who did. Look at the date. All right? Join me 6 months prior to this email. My account, my account, Oliver, is up by 65% in 6 months, Oliver. Thank you. Oliver joined 4 months ago. I'm up 32%. This is all back then in the past, right? I started the program in June of 2010, Oliver. Like you said, I'm up 145%. 6 months. Now, what do you think the testimonies are from my traders? The traders I prepared, the traders I taught this to, the traders I kept ready, prepped to take advantage of the biggest collapse in financial history. Why did I call for the biggest collapse in financial history? Because we had never in the history of the world gotten that far away for so long. Whatever goes up must always come down eventually. And the longer it takes, traders, the harder it falls. Here is the day of my talk in Orlando, my speech, near 10,000. And here is as of Friday. Wow. Nearly going for a 50% cut in a matter of weeks, wiping out years of gains. Years of gains. There has never been a decline of this magnitude so fast. Not the crash of 1929, not the crash of 1987, not the crash of 2000, not even the crash of 2008. This is unprecedented. And it's not over. Oh no. Oh no. 10 years of moving to the upside. 10 years of money going in does not just get reversed in a month. Oh no. We're not over. Are we far enough away to get a nice bounce? Absolutely. But don't be fooled. It's not over. If you go back to the last collapse, that collapse took years from 2000, 2001, 2002. All right? Don't think that a few months ends it. Markets don't operate that way. Don't get fooled. Don't get suckered in thinking it's the bottom. Do not do that. Markets don't operate that way. They don't, from a macro perspective, they don't accomplish things in just a month or two. Took 10 years to get here. It's going to take a while to unravel this. There will be intermittent jumps in the market that fool everyone because of the power of those jumps. But not you. You won't be fooled. Let's take a look at a couple things. Look at Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. Near $140. Let's call it $135. Now it's at $23 and change. And that's in just a couple of weeks. Imagine your life being cut by 80%, 70%. It's crazy. This is true colossal damage. Look at Hilton, worldwide chain. Look at your states of Royal away from the 20, away in the 20, away from the 200. Look at the narrow states. Go to June of 2016. Look at the narrow state. They're together. Each time there's a major drop, the 20 separates from the 200. Each time there's a major drop, look at the drop from 2018. The 20 is far away from the 200. Look at June of 2018. Look at how the stock gets away from the 20 and the 20 separated too. Look at each time the stock gets away from the 20. Way up there near 135. And the collapse. Tell me you couldn't have dove into the first red bar from that elevated state up there at 35 and not made a killing. The first red bar. Look at the first red bar of every top. First red bar. Boom. First red bar. June of 2018. First red bar. You don't even have to be overly sophisticated. Dive into the first red bar from an extreme elevated state. Stop above the red bar and go. I'll say that again. Dive into the first red bar from an extreme elevate exhale state. Stop above the red bar and go. Dive into the first red bar from an extreme exhale state. Stop above the red bar and go. And I promise you, with everything I have, that you will be filling out bank deposit slips far more often than losing. Look at the 20-period moving average in the 200 before Hilton's collapse. Look at the wide separation. First solid red bar from an extreme exhale state. Dive into it. Stop above the red bar. This is not rocket science, traders. This is not rocket science. Do you understand? This is not rocket science. It's, many of us are overly complicating this game. If you think about it, it's a simple game. I'm not saying it's easy. All right, I'll never tell you it's easy, but it's simple. This is a simple game. Two colors, red and green. Up, green bars, red bars down. You got two moving averages, right? 20, 200. You got two states, narrow, wide. Okay? You got two positions, stock moving above the moving averages, stock moving below the moving averages. You got two actions, buy and sell. You got two results, win or loss. Think about it. It's a game of twos. Two colors, two moving averages, two states, inhale, exhale. Two positions above the moving averages, below the moving averages. Two actions, buy, sell. Two results, win, loss. It's not rocket science. But what makes the game so difficult for most? The difficulty comes from you. You make it difficult. You bring complexity to the game. You make it complex. You bring your lack of discipline, your lack of a sound business plan, a sound trading plan. Trading plan is your business plan in this business. You're playing this without a sound business plan, without a solid method, and not discipline, right? You won't get proper training. You're trying to guess at it. You're turning this game into a casino when it's supposed to be something precise and professional. You're playing it with a little bit of money. You're making this simple game harder than it has to be. Playing with little money, lack of discipline, lack of a trading plan, lack of strategies and techniques, lack of someone guiding you at least in the beginning of your life, like everything else. You give your kids soccer lessons, but you won't take that advice. You teach you pay for swimming instructors for your children to learn how to swim, but you won't take that advice. You won't do that. It's absolutely asinine. And in doing it like that, you lose tens of thousands of your family's valued capital. It's insane. It's insane. That's what it is. There's nothing else to call it but insanity. You're making the game harder than it has to be. Let's go. Toll Brothers, look at this. Real estate company. Look at the elevated states. Look at when your 20-period moving average leaves the 200. Look at when the Toll Brothers stock is separated from the 20 and the 20 separated from the 200. Look at the most current. Well, first of all, look at the beginning of 2018. Dive into the first solid red. Stop above the red bar. That's your money counting machine, right? Look at the most recent current state, early 2020. Separated far away from the 2020, away from the 200. Boom. Solid red. This is the most profitable period of my entire 33-year career. Because I nailed it. Because I was prepared for it. Because I was right there with everything I own. My traders were prepared. They were waiting. And my God, we nailed it. I know this doesn't make some people are watching this today, right now, live. They're here. They watch my every move. They hope I'm wrong. They hope I fail. These are the same people who've been hoping in the 1990s, hoping the same thing in the 2000s, now hoping the same thing for me in 2020. It's crazy. But I'm still here. I'm still here, guys. Still here, sharing the knowledge, sharing the gems, changing and affecting people's lives through the gift of trading. Now, some traders might say, well, Oliver, if this is so simple, why is there such a high failure rate? Well, why does the gym have such a high failure rate? If people know that working out extends their life, strengthens their heart, adds bone density, which decreases your aging process and yada, yada, yada. People know all of this. Why is there such a high failure rate? Why? Because knowing what to do is no guarantee that you do it. Most people can't do what they say they're going to do. Most people won't do what they say they're going to do. Most people don't keep their word. Most people aren't disciplined. Most people aren't responsible. Most people won't stick to something. Most people won't last. Most people won't survive. Most people want it to fall out of the sky. They don't want to work for it. They don't want to study for it. They don't want to get trained to do it properly. They just want it as a gift. They want it to fall from heaven. They want it to just magically appear. And they will die frustrated because nothing worthwhile in life happens that way. You show me one thing that you can become really good at right away, and I will show you something you can't get paid for. You see, you can't get paid for what happens right away. You can't get paid for anything that you can become easily successful at. You can't. You can't get paid for walking. I know some people are born without the capability of walking. Some people get into accidents and can't walk. I'm not talking about that. The vast majority of people on this planet can walk. They find that walking is easily. Can you get paid for that? Oh, I can put my right foot in front of my left foot and my left foot in front of my right foot. Where's my paycheck? You can't get paid for that. But if you can find these moments that are appropriate to bet down, and you can get that right most of the time, oh my God. Or these moments to bet up. Look at Toll Brothers in the middle of July. Look at when the moving averages were close. Dive into strong green the same way you dive into strong red from the extreme state. Dive into strong green from the narrow state. July of 2019. You see it? Or maybe not July, but after the July part. And then the strong red bar in the beginning of 2018. This is not rocket science. I will never tell you it's easy, especially because of the emotional and psychological side of the game, but it is a simple game. Look at Tesla. Now, as sad as it might seem, there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people who bought Tesla above 900. After this presentation today, you would never commit such an idiotic act. Never again in your life. Look at a little after July. From July of 2019, go to the right and find your big bar from a narrow state, your solid green. Boom! And what's that sound again? Extreme far state. Above 900, the other way. Crazy, no? Look at Coca-Cola. It's a Warren Buffett stock. Warren Buffett should have been unloading on every move of Coca-Cola away from the 20-period moving average. Look at the narrow states. Look at each time over the past several years, Coca-Cola has narrow states with the 20 and the 200 coming close. And look at the pattern of the 200, the 20, and tell me if I'm not correct that the market just repeats this pattern over and over again. Different sizes, of course, but the same shape. Moving averages near, moving averages apart. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And the last run up was the biggest exhale state over the past several years. So from $60 to $38, almost cut in half in a couple of weeks. Years of market activity wiped out. Boom, in a couple of weeks. But not you anymore. You will never be fooled by this cycle again. Xilinx. Now, guys, in this market downdraft, Xilinx has lost from a little over 100 to 71. Not bad, but no, go back to its extreme exhale state in the earlier part or the middle part of 2019. Look at the three-finger spread. Look at the dual space concept I taught you. Look at 140. Look at the price of 140. Look at how far that is from the 20. Look at how far the 20 is from the 200. Look at your fat red bar. Boom, dive into that bar. Stop above the high and go. Go back to the far left of the chart. Look at the narrow states. We go from narrow state 2015, 2016, growing 2017, spreading apart into 2019, now triple wide or double wide. It's the same thing over and over and over again, and it will never change. It will stay like this forever. People will play this cycle the wrong way forever. That's where your money comes from. Square. You can imagine on the far left, you're dealing with a narrow state. Look at the narrow state grow into this extreme wide state. Stock far away up there above 100 from the 20. The 200, which you see on the right-hand chart, just imagine that all the way drawn all the way to the left. It's the three-finger spread again. Now go to the last top this year. Look at Square let's go to the beginning of 2020. The very beginning of 2020. Look at the strong green bar off the 20. Look at the strong green bar off the 20 under $70. Look at the move up and away from the 20-period moving average. But this is now a stock separated far from its 20, 20 far from the 200. Strong red bar, dive into that red bar, stop above the red bar. From 85 to a low of near 30. Years of data, a year and a half at least, wiped out in 3 weeks. It's a lot of work wiped out in 3 weeks. You will never be surprised again. You will never buy at the wrong time again. You will never get caught like this again. This concept keeps you knowing what to do when it's most appropriate. Look at this powerful, go back to right after September of 2017. Find it. 2017, find right after September. Find the fat green bar right after September. 2017, right near the 20-period moving average. Look at each time in early 2018, early 2018, it gets a little too far away and has to come back to the 20. Then from the 20, we rebound back right into May, June, July or so of 2018, far away at 47.50, far away from the 20. 20 separated from the 200. Look at the collapse in Twitter from that extreme exhale state. Now go back to September of 2019. We come back to a little over $45. Fat red bar, look at the collapse all the way back to under 30. You'll never be caught again. You'll never be caught again, guys. Crazy. Crazy simple, but also crazy powerful. Now, I want to show you now how you can take this same concept, as we've been looking at the broader macro cycle. I want to show you that we shrink the cycle, if we shrink the time frame, right? If we go to a smaller window, you'll see the same cycle repeat itself. But instead of over many months and years, we're going to shrink the time frame to minutes. And I'm going to show you how to take this time frame and every 8 to let's call it 8 to 18 minutes. Every 8 to 18 minutes, you can catch a cycle. Every 8 to 18 minutes, there's a cycle. And you can play these micro cycles the same way you play the micro, the same way you play the macro, you can play the micro. And from this state, you can earn a big daily living playing the micro cycle the same way. Now, some people ask me, well, Oliver, so should I play the big cycle or should I play the little? No, you do both. What are you talking about? You don't make a choice with that. That's like saying, Rolls Royce or a Ferrari? Both. Ferrari for the weekends, throw the top down, chilling. Rolls Royce, elegant dinners at night, right? You don't choose between that. We want the big, big cycles and the income cycle. Now, in many respects, the income cycle is more important because this is the way I built up from an income cycle excess to put into the macro cycle playing. So that now today, when I first started, 99% of my market play was all income. I just wanted to go home profitable that day, go home profitable that week. But then there's a certain point where I'm withdrawing and a percentage is just going not needed for daily life and just going on the side. When that got big enough, I started using that amount for macro cycle play. You understand? So that I'm generating income, but when the income gets big enough where it is way more than what you need to live, then the excess you use for macro. And as you develop and get better and better, your macro play will actually become the dominant form of your play. So in the beginning it was 99% income, right? And then today it's like 98% macro. What you see me doing is really retirement income trading. It's not like how I was income trading before with hundreds of thousands of shares per transaction. No. All right. So I'm taking anywhere now between 5 and 15,000 share positions, but that's small. You see? So today, the vast majority of my market play is on these macro moves. That's the big money. But the income money can also change your life. If you can get yourself to generating $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 over an 8 to 16 minute period of time, and you repeat that every day, you got a nice thing going on. And then you go to the next phase, getting that income number up to 8 to 12, then 15 to 20 sometimes. You develop with your income in stages. So your income development might go something like this. First, you're going to be losing, but then you're going to try to go get break even. That's goal 1. Get break even, become a break even trader. Then from break even, you stage it to, I want to get $100 to $300 in profitability. 100 to 300, 100 to 300. When you get good at that level, you go 500 to 1,000. Now 500 to 1,000, 500,000 in this 8 to 18 minute window. We're not talking about all day. 8 to 18 minute window, you work it in stages, right? This is what we help you do. And from 500 to 1,000, then you go 1,000 to 3, 3 to 8. And then from there, 3,000 to 8,000 in this 8 to 18 minute window. We don't judge it based on the day. We judge it based on that window because that's your typical cycle when you go to the micro time frame. All right? We're just playing that cycle. Remember that cycle. We're just playing that cycle. All right, 8 to 18 minutes. Now let's go to the micro cycle and let me show you how this can change your life. All right, let's do it. All right, how this can change your life. Let's go. First thing, I told you, when we're in a narrow state, we're looking to come out of the narrow state with a fat green bar to the upside or a fat green bar to the downside. Remember, you can come out of the narrow state up, fat green, or you can come out of the narrow state down, fat red. You can also come out of the narrow state with one of the bottoming tail bars that you see on the lower left. And you can also come out of the narrow state going down from a topping tail. So think narrow state and seeing a fat green bar from a narrow state. That's your sign that the market is attempting to explode out of its narrow state to the upside. If from a narrow state you see a fat red bar, that's a sign that your market is trying to move from a narrow state and it go to an exhale state to the downside. Okay? But let's say now you're at a wide state. Imagine a wide state to the upside. Then if you see a fat red bar develop from a wide state, that's the market's new beginning to move down to a narrow state. But let's say you have a wide state to the downside. And then you see a fat green bar develop from a wide state down. Now that's your key that the market is preparing itself to move up, back up from a wide state to a narrow state. And you can get these tail bars as well that can be your sign. So a wide state from above, topping tail, on the way down. A wide state from below, bottoming tail, you're ready to shoot back up. So let's take a look at some of these examples here. This last one, you can also just play the color game from these states. So whenever power green eliminates a red from the proper state, or whenever a power red eliminates a green, sorry guys, I don't know why I'm skipping ahead here. Whenever a power red eliminates green, all right, I didn't know I could do this, look at it. Boom. You see? Boom. Or power green eliminates red. Boom. I love it. So look, it goes something like this. You can go wide state up here, right? And then this bar, you can have a power red down. That's your sign that you've begun. Right? Or you can have a topping tail bar. That's your sign you've started down, right? Or you can simply have this reversal here like this. Green and boom. That's this scenario here. It doesn't matter. Green eliminating, power red eliminating green from this narrow state. Okay, so check this out. Or topping tail bar. Or just a simple power red bar. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter. Any of these from this state will tend to lead to the downside. Now on the reverse side of that, here, power green, so you're in a narrow state now, right? Power green, or green takes out red, or bottoming tail bar. Now remember, guys, you can get your narrow state, you can get your narrow to wide downward. Don't forget that. So here's narrow, now you're down, you're in a narrow state. So a wide state now. So if you get a power green bar, this is a sign that you're going up. If you get from this wide state red, being immediately eliminated by green, boom, powerful, or any one of your bottoming tail bars from down here. All of this suggests we're now going from wide back to narrow. So these are the only bars you really need be worried about. This one, these, and these, and these. And get your state right. Now, let's go. Here's a 2-minute chart. Now, every bar on this chart represents 2 minutes of trading. So when you see this move up here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 minutes. Boom. All right, you're done. Okay, maybe that's $600. $400, whatever it is. Okay? But look, narrow state. Red bar gets taken out by a power green. $16 later, you're filling out a bank deposit slip. Done. Okay? Not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Look, relatively narrow state. And of course, your wide state here. Wide state. Now let's take your wide states for a moment. Power red eliminates green. Boom. When the green is sizable enough, I teach my traders to cut the green in half. So pretend like this is one green and this is a second green bar. So when do you don't get in under a tall bar, you get in when half of a tall bar is broken. Boom. Protection. All right. Boom. Protection. Look, narrow state. Green takes out red. You'll never be fooled by this cycle again. Understand, with the right amount of money, this is thousands of dollars, thousands of dollars this way, or at least hundreds even if you're playing at the baby level. Hundreds to thousands with the right amount of capital. You see, guys, look, I want you to understand this. This is very important. Very important. I got to talk to you personally here. Got to talk to you here. Look. Guys, understand this, right? Very important. Don't get hung up on the amount of money. You need to get hung up on the tactic, on the strategy, on the concepts. Because if you get that part right, the rest is only zeros. So for instance, if I teach you how to make $20, okay? And I teach you how to make that $20 consistently. It's like, okay, now this person's making $20 like this. Boom, $20, $20, $20. Now, if I give you another zero in your account, those same actions that you were using to produce $20, now with another zero, that $20 is $200 without changing your actions. You're still doing the same thing, but your money went up, so your profits went up, doing the same thing. So if I get you to the place where you're making $200 very consistently, boom, drop another zero in your account, right? So now the same actions without changing your method, changing your strategy, nothing changes, just the amount changes. No change in your actions. That 200 becomes 2,000. When the trader starts to do 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 1,500, 2,000, 300, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, boom, 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 in that range, another zero. No action change. Same method, same technique, same moves, same button presses. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. It's just the money changes. Now, there's a certain point where you can't do it that way, where your method does have to change when you're getting into trading hundreds of thousands of shares. That's different. And most of you don't need to go there or want to go there. You shouldn't want to. That's institutional style trading. We don't need that. We're just talking about changing our lives, giving us the ability to make $2,000, $4,000, $6,000, $8,000 in an 18-minute period, 16-minute period, 14-minute period, 8-minute period here, 10-minute period. So just like anything else, it takes a methodic, professional way of developing. No trader on Wall Street just is born gifted. They're developed, all of them. I was on a desk with 7 other traders. I had a head trader who was responsible for my actions. There was a period where I just had to do and mimic what that trader did. Do you understand? Every trader's developed. Every trader's guided in the beginning. You're not born with this. It's impossible to be born with this. In fact, in most cases, guys, we as humans are actually, from a societal point of view, we're programmed to be bad traders. So we're programmed as children to think up is good and down is bad. That's a problem in trading. You can't come to the game with up is good and down is bad. That whole mental mindset right there automatically makes you a loser. And false ideas like things go up over time and, having a bias to the buy side versus the short side. There are fearing and experiencing hope in the wrong places. We're designed to fear. We're programmed to fear the most when we have something. So when you have $1,000, whoa, I got $1,000. It's 4 minutes, and it's still not time to sell. Fear often makes the trader sell in the wrong spot because they're fearful that the $1,000 is going to disappear. And boom, they left $8,000 on the table because of that fear. They got their 1,000, but they lost 7. You see? So we're programmed to fear when we have something that we want to protect. But that's the time to hope for more. We hope when we're in losing territory. So we're programmed by society to actually root for the underdog. We root for the bad team. We want the champions to be knocked off the throne. We want an upset. We rah the comeback from negative territory. Did you see them come back from that loss? We as society, we reward that. And in trading, that is deadly. When you're negative by your maximum amount, you should just immediately shut that down, not hope. Don't hope for the underdog to come back. So a lot of things we get backwards. We're programmed to be bad traders. This has to be deprogrammed, and a new program has to be put in place of that. New beliefs, a new belief system, a new way of thinking, a new way of seeing the markets. Up is not good. Do you understand this? Up is not good in trading, but in life, we're taught that up is good. And so you come to the market with these silly notions that make you a bad trader. Up is bad. It's not really, but it's better for me to say it that way than up is good. Up and away from the moving averages, that's when I'm telling you, get the heck out of Dodge. So if up and away from the moving average was good, I'd tell you to buy more. But I'm telling you to get rid of it up and away. So how is that good? And down is bad. Down back to the narrow state is bad. Not anymore for you. So hopefully this event has started this paradigm shift in the way you see how markets operate and how mentally and psychologically you've been programmed to think the wrong thing, which is at the basis of your bad market actions. Down brings us back to, first of all, profiting from down is the best way to profit, but it brings us back to a narrow state, so down is good. All right, you get the point, guys. Let's get back. I'm not finished with you yet. All right. What happened here? There we go. Boom. Okay. Uh-oh, you know it. You know it by now, traders. You know it. Come on. It's all right. Now I'm officially bored now. I'm officially bored. Now it's just repetition. You know it now. I'm bored now. All right, red takes out green. You're above the moving averages. You're not that wide. This is wide. Away from the 20, out. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, out. Done. $500+, whatever that is, with the right amount of money. All right. $1,000 shares here. If you're getting out somewhere near here, this is more like $700. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Boom, out. 10 minutes. And so we just take this cycle that you see here, wide, back to narrow, and just repeat it over and over again. The market repeats it over and over again for us. Look at your narrow state, guys. Look at the 200. All right. Look at your 200. Look at that 20. Look at this. Look at this stock. Look at how everything's close and narrow together. All right. Now, I want to show you something here. Look at the low. Look at your 20 and look at your 200. Now you've got the 3-finger spread. Now look at the bars I showed you. You can either get a strong green one from that wide state, a green take out red, or a bottoming tail bar. You have several. You got the bottoming tail bar here. We just buy above the bottoming tail bar. Boom. Now listen, guys. I want you to send your missiles in from far away. I want those things to really be powerful. Like you come from way over here. Boom! You bomb that thing right there. Stop under the low. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You don't come from here like boom, boom, Oliver, boom. Oh, boom. I'm booming like Oliver. I'm booming. Boom, boom. No, no, no. You come from way over here like this. Boom. I love it. Wide. Back to narrow. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So 2 plays here. Solid red from boom. Remember? Boom. Solid red from a narrow state. We go to wide. Bottoming tail bar play. Boom. Stop. And there's your move back to narrow. It's not rocket science, traders. It's not rocket science. Look, narrow state, all 2-minute chart. Stop, 220, clustered together. Solid red bar getting you out of your narrow state. Boom! And you can keep doing it. Red takes out green. Boom! Red takes out green. Boom! You get it. Now, you're wide again. Why is it not surprising that this is bottoming out? Huh? You will never get this cycle wrong again. Whether you are mine or you're not mine. Doesn't matter. Look at your narrow state. Solid red bar takes you out of the narrow state. Boom! Boom! Far away. Bottoming tail bar. Protection. Far away. Green, there's that, remember that scenario? Power green takes out red. Wide back to narrow. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Narrow state. Green. Uh-oh. Cut that fat green bar in half like I told you. And when red eliminates the halfway point, boom! Now look, far. Bottoming tail bar. Stop. Wide. Back to narrow. I'm bored. But that's the point. You see, guys, look. This is not supposed to be exciting, except the money. Do you understand? It's the win is exciting. The money is exciting. The game should be boring. You see, if you want to be entertained, go to Disney World when they finally open again. But don't look for your entertainment here. You need to be boring. If you're not bored, you're probably doing something wrong. I'm not talking about the win side. I'm talking about before the win. Like it should be boring because you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, the same way without deviation. Should be boring. It's like a monkey. You understand? You don't seek your excitement in the market. You seek your excitement somewhere else. Take your wins and go seek your excitement somewhere else. Here, we're boring. We're strict, we're disciplined, we're boring, repeating the same thing the same way every single time. You can't get consistent results doing things inconsistently, right? So you got to do the same thing every single time, no matter what. Boring. Wins are exciting. Boring methodology. Simple and boring. And one of the mistakes a lot of people make is trying to get their excitement in this game. So they want a system that has a whole bunch of lines on it, makes their screen look nice and bright and beautiful and colorful. And there's all these things moving. People come over and you show it to them. You take pictures and post it on internet. Your big, giant monstrosity of a trading system. That's freaking being a dinosaur. That's a dinosaur. Do you understand? Laptop computer, simple. Frickin' chart, 3 things. Chart 2200, simple. A couple of bars, fat red, fat green, tail bars, simple. 2 states, wide, narrow, simple. Above the moving average, below the moving average, is simple. Do you understand this? Narrow, wide. That's all it is. Now, all you need are the zeros. You need more training. It's not enough to do this, but I wanted to give you something that will forever reward you and prevent you from being caught like millions of professionals are caught now. They do not know what to do. Markets have ripped years and years of progress away from them overnight. They're stuck. They don't know what to tell their clients. They've lost people's retirements. They've destroyed lives. People think the professional world is smart, but the majority of them are idiots too. Their advantage is just they have access to big capital. So they can usually big capital their way out of problems. But that runs out. It always runs out. Skill, real knowledge and skill wins in the long term. You understand? Not just because you have a lot of money at your disposal. That will bite you one day. Just like now, it's biting a lot of people. You know the deal. So all you need now, traders, all you need now is you need daily guidance every day of your life. If you can imagine what I was able to do with you in a couple of hours, imagine if I had you a couple of years, but every day. Trainings, sessions, breakout sessions, watching me trade. You take the same trades, watching some of my best traders' trades, you mimicking their trade, just like we did on Wall Street. Developing you methodically. Teaching you how to get to break even. Then how to get to a couple $100 every 8 to 18 minutes. Then 500 to 1,000. Then 1,000 to 3,000. Then 3,000 to 8,000. But professionally, not like, I buy and sell and pray. I mean, no. Methodically, under guidance, step by step, taking this seriously like it is a career-changing activity, like it can change your life forever, taking it for real, not as some frickin' casino that you're betting your family's money with. Let me give you the right amount of money to do this. You put your money away. Do you understand? And let me put you under training every day of your life. And you don't have to do this full time. I've got traders who do this 1 day a week. I got traders who do this an hour a day, 30 minutes a day, and some traders do it all day. It's their choice. This is your business. I am the investor in your business, but listen to me carefully. A lot of traders say, Oliver, I don't understand. Why is it that you spend your time doing this? Why don't you just trade? Why, if you've got all this knowledge and all this experience, why don't you just spend your time trading? And it's a fair question. It's a novice one. It's a question that comes from people who don't know the professional trading world, right? Because there would not be major trading firms if everyone took that attitude. Why develop other traders? Why not just trade myself? You would never have these multi-billion-dollar trading firms that ever developed if every trader had that mentality. I just trade by myself in my room here, and I will never spread my knowledge to another trader. And I don't want to be a big firm. I don't want to have traders working for me. I just want to trade myself here. Come on, guys. When I'm trading Microsoft, and I'm working my Microsoft trade, what about the Twitter trade going on right now? What about PayPal moving out of a narrow state right now? I can't catch every power bar across the market. I can only catch one, maybe two at a time. But I want it freaking all. Do you understand? So if I give you a part of my money and someone else a part of my money and someone else a part of my money, and I say, okay, you got Twitter, I got Microsoft, you got PayPal, you got Oracle, all right? You have NVIDIA, you have Apple, you have Facebook, you have Starbucks. And now we freaking grab it all. Every move out of a narrow state, every wide range move back to a narrow state, every power bar, every color reversal, every bottoming tail bar, every topping tail bar across all of those. Not one is missed. Now that is the dream. To have an army of traders that are spread out over the market so that we as a team don't ever miss a single opportunity out there. I want it all. Woo! I crack myself up sometimes. So that's why I do it. There's power in numbers. Do you understand? We make more money together in numbers than I can make alone, ever. Ever. When I'm on a plane during market hours, my money is being traded. If I'm on vacation and this one morning I just obviously can't trade, my money's still being traded. 24 hours a day in a variety of different markets. Money never sleeps. Money never sleeps. So I want you to join the revolution. Some people call it an evolution, evolution, whatever, depending upon the way you look at things, but I've always preferred revolution. I've been revolutionizing this industry for a long time. All right, there are very few people in this from the 1980s. I was one of the first 8 traders on a system called SOS, Small Order Execution System. One of the first of 8 traders to get my hands on this thing. I was one of the first traders to start to become recognized as the best training person to teach professional traders on Wall Street. I was booked for 12 years teaching traders from every major firm on Wall Street. In 1998, Barron's named me the #1 source in the entire trading industry to go to. #1. Barron's. In 1999, the Dow Jones organization called me the Messiah of day trading. That's the nickname they gave me. Dow Jones, not mine. In the year 2000, the entire industry voted me to be the number one spokesman for the entire industry for 2 years in a row. The trading industry, number one spokesman. The speech at that honor is on my website, on my YouTube channel. All right? International Trader of the Year in 2000. I always get this year wrong. In 2008, International Trader of the Year. One of the biggest years of my life. Why? Because I caught the collapse, just like this one. International Trader of the Year. Right? It is not by mistake, traders, that my books sell more than every other book, all the other books combined. That is not by mistake. It is not by mistake when you go to the industry and go to the industry of all the professionals in the industry, that my work on YouTube, the videos, attract far more views than anyone else. That is not by mistake. Go there, moneyshow.com. You'll see that's my industry. Okay? I have taught and educated some of this industry's top traders. They may not admit it to you, but most of the people in this industry out there with businesses in this industry came through me. I started teaching them in 1994. So, what's your next step? I'm going to show you. Yes, you have a next step here. All right. I have a program called the Self-Start Program. Now, I always talk about this program despite having other programs. I talk about this program, traders, because it is by far the most popular program I have. This program involves, you get an on-demand course that's given by me. It's 2 days. I teach you every tactic, every technique, how to manage your plays, when and where to take profits and by how much. When is it time to take profits on everything you have? When is it time to take only half profits? When is it time to adjust your protection from the original stop? When is it time to add? When should you not add? What are the plays that you should play heavy? Which are the plays you should play light? And where are the ones in between? How do I select the stocks or the specific items to trade? What price range should I do? All of this I teach you. I give you 33 years of experience so that you don't have to go out there and discover anything, because the discovery process is a long process and it's a very expensive one, trying to discover what works, what doesn't, what's bullshit and what's not. It's all done for you. So this Self-Start program teaches you all. It also comes with a funded account. You start off with $50,000, but your training is in two parts. First, you must learn the method, the tactics, the techniques, everything I just explained. Then you must demonstrate your ability to graduate from the final phase of your training. Make $3,000 with it. That's it. Get a $3,000 profit. Show me you can make $3,000. And I can show you how you can change your life. You make that $3,000, traders, that account gets turned on real. Do you understand? And then we're in business together. This is your business. It is not mine. I am just putting money into your business. You trade when you want, how often you want, from where you want. No one presses your buy and sell buttons for you. No one tells you when to show up for work or when not to show up. This is all your business. Now, every business has a startup cost, and there is no exception here. It costs money to develop you over the next couple of years. I have to pay some of my top traders to spend time with you, to teach you every day, to be there with you every day, to answer your questions, to guide you, to develop you. That costs money. These guys will not take away from their trading time unless they're paid. It costs money to train you. It costs money to have support. It costs money for these electronic systems that we meet up in. This is business. It's not a charity. So yes, there is an upfront cost, but I promise you this upfront cost is smaller than one single losing trade. This one cost to enter this program is smaller than any business in the world that you can open. This is the lowest cost business in the world, but it offers the biggest upside of any business in the world as far as I'm concerned. And that cost is this. The self-start by itself is $1,700, one time and you're done. That's it. Now, yes, you have the responsibility of taking care of what every trader has as a permanent cost for the rest of their life. You've got to take care of your platform and your live data feed. Every professional trader on Wall Street pays this. Every professional trader in the world pays. The exchanges do not give you their data for free. So real-time level 2 data has a cost. The New York Stock Exchange charges it. The NASDAQ Stock Exchange charges it. That is not a cost of mine. That cost is passed through to you as a trader. That cost on average is about $2.80 a day. That's it. Your daily cost to be in this business as a professional is $2.80 a day. Now, that's something you worry about. You shouldn't be here. You should be focused on getting your life in order. If $2.80 you think is a problem, then you should not be here. This is not for you. Get your life in order. Go get your life in order. Get it to the point where $2.80 does not seem big to you. And then you come back. So you got a $2.80 cost per day. That is on you. You have to pay that. But I'm talking about your entrance fee into the program is $1,700. One shot, and you are educated for the rest of your life. Your training will never stop. I will be by your side every single day forever until you either quit, die, or you don't need me anymore. As long as you have a single penny of my money in your hands at risk, I will make sure I do my very best from the minute I wake up to the minute I put my head on my pillow. I will make sure that you are taught, educated, and doing the right thing, because if I fail to do my part, you lose my money, not yours. You might lose time, but I lose capital. And trust me, I am not going to allow you to lose my capital. So if you've got the passion to do this, if you think that you can be one of the 8% and not one of the 92%, if you think you have the ability to follow a few simple rules, to be disciplined, to be responsible, to not allow yourself to lose more than 300 on any given day, to not allow yourself to lose more than 600 on any given week, to play your cycles correctly, to not get those cycles mixed up. If you think you have the ability to do this, and this can change your life, because you can make $1,700 in a morning. You can make $1,700 in an hour. Think of the lifetime benefit. One cost, but the benefit over a lifetime. Break this cost down, traders, over 5 years. Give yourself 5 years. Dedicate 5 years of passion, and the rest of your years will never look the same. If you don't quit. What does this cost over 5 years? A cup of coffee. A Starbucks coffee costs more than your daily cost if you spread $1,700 over every 365 days times 5. That's the way my mother taught me to look at costs. Oliver, don't look at costs, she used to say. Look at value. Break your value down over a day and look at it that way. My mother taught me that. $1,700. If you want the live trading camp, that's a very special event with me. We spend actually 10 days. We spend 3 days together live online, of course, but and then 10 live trading sessions together. This event is to make you a 20-minute specialist. I want every one of my traders to have my specialty. I became well known in the trading space for being the trader who could be the most profitable, the fastest. They used to call me the 20-minute man. I want every trader to have my skill. The live trading camp is the event dedicated to that one skill. The self-start is everything, being a well-rounded, solid, powerful trader. Live trading camp is the 20-minute specialty. That's the cherry on top. You want both, $3,000. And you're done forever. There's no part 2, no part 3, no part 5. There is nothing else but just repetition, 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 repetition. And guys, look, these are funded programs. How many people out there are willing to bank on their ability to teach you so well that they say, put your money away and risk my family's money? I believe in you so explicitly now that I've given you what I know, that I want you to use my money, please. Very few people in the industry are willing to do that. I was the first one ever in the industry to do this. I built enemies with this program because I put companies out of business with this program. Not on purpose, it just did. Companies that just took your money with $50,000 educational packages and programs and said goodbye at the end of it. But I'm out to change the world. I'm out to bring Wall Street to Main Street. Now, I wish I could do it for free, but I can't. It's business. Every business has costs. But check this out. Instead of taking my 60% of the gains, I'm going to give you 100% of your gains until you get your whole investment back. Listen to me, traders. Listen to me. You put $1,700 in. Once you graduate, you don't share anything with me until you get your $1,700 back. You put $3,000 in. You don't share anything with me until you get your investment back. Your number one goal, graduate. Number 2 goal, get your money back. Then you start splitting 40% to you, 60% to me. Now, there's going to be nothing fair with that. If you do the right thing and if you're disciplined enough, if you do the right thing, you play the cycles correctly, you will make this program absolutely free. Nothing could be fairer. Get your money back. And some of you can do that. Some of you will do that. So check this out. If you sign up, if you commit before the end of business on Monday, you got tomorrow and you've got all day Monday. I will give you the program, everything for $2,000. Now that's $1,000 off. That's crazy. I will give you the self-start alone for $1,500. Or if you can only handle the live trading camp first right now because that is the least expensive, then you start there. Just start somewhere. Just start. You can make this year one of the best years of your life. Guys, look, the world has changed today. We're in lockdown mode and it will never be the same. Do you understand? We're never going back to how it used to be. Never. I'm not saying we're going to be quarantined forever. No. But I'm saying the world has forever been rocked. And when it's rocked like this, you can say goodbye to the past. But this is the perfect life for a trader. We live a quarantine life. With just a laptop computer and internet connection, we are not in prison. We are not quarantined. This is our normal life. We can sit home and not be interrupted. We don't have to be worried about being fired. We don't have to be worried about opportunities drying up. The opportunities get better for us in times like this. This is the most profitable period of my life. The rest of the world's scared. As long as I keep my hands clean and keep them out of my face and stay away from people, I'm really good. And you can be too. Now check this out. I'm going to throw in my mastermind course. A big part of this game is psychological, guys. This is a $600 value. People pay $600 for this. I'm going to fortify you psychologically here. Make sure your belief systems are right. Make sure you're thinking the right thing. Make sure you know how to bring your emotions under control, because this is an emotion. It can become an emotional game if you're approaching it incorrectly. I'm throwing that in for free. That's $600 value right there. Boom. I'm going to give you access to my global, I know it's in Spanish, but listen to me, English speakers. I'm going to give you my access to my global library of classes. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these mini classes I've held for my traders over the past 10 years. We've grouped them all together, labeled them. Just this alone will explode you way past the vast majority of market participants. You gain access to that powerful database of my teachings over the past 10 years, the same teaching that's produced some of the best traders in this industry. And get this, I'm going to throw one more thing in there. If you sign up before the end of business on Monday, I will give you the 60%. And I will be the minority partner in this thing. And I will take the 40%. So first you get 100% until you get your $2,000 back. Or you get 100% until you get your $1,500 back. Whichever one. Then I will get 40% and you take the 60%, but you got to sign up before tomorrow, before the end of business tomorrow. Otherwise, it reverts back to this. Period. And I'm going to be strict with it. So commit by tomorrow, and you get this for half a cup of coffee a day if you spread the cost out over 5 years, 3 years. It's crazy. Do it, traders. There's nothing like this. There's nothing like this that exists in this industry. And I have to say it. I have to say it. I know how it sounds, but I got to do it, traders. I got to do it. There's no one like me. I know how it sounds. I wish it didn't sound that way. But go look. Go look. There's no one that pumps this industry with valuable content like I do, absolutely free. There's no one who's been in this business that you can find from 1986. There's no one with the accolades, no one with the accomplishments, no one with the books and the numbers, no one with the size of firm or the number of people in the firm. Guys, I know how it sounds, but if there is, we're a very, very small group. All right? Allow me to transfer my 33 years to you. Allow me to cut your journey by 2/3 so that you don't have to do that. And let's get you up and running as fast as you possibly can, because there's opportunities out there that we are not grabbing because you are not part of the team. I need to spread you guys out over the entire market. And I know it's a 92% failure rate. Don't forget that. You got to consider that. So you got to ask yourself, do I think I have what it takes to be one of the 8%? And is this cost worth the risk? This is your 1 bar stop. This is your maximum stop out. Your maximum stop out is $1,500. Guys, that's like 2 dinners and great bottles of wine. Come on. And I don't want you to confuse this. I'm not begging you. I just know what an opportunity this is and how many lives it has changed and is changing. I need you, all right? I need you on the team. Now, guys, I do know that there are so many other things you could be doing on a Saturday, but you're home, and I know why you're home. You're not in the park, you're not in the mall, you're not out and about because you can't be. But even if you were able to be here, I know, even if you were able to be out and about, I know that many of you would still be here. And that's something that I do not take for granted. I do not take that lightly. I value your time, your most precious commodity, time away from your family, time away from your kids, or from whatever valuable opportunity you do with your time on Saturdays. This is not something that I take for granted. So every time I'm given the ability to grab a mic, I do my absolute best to give the best value that I can. I hope that I've done that here today for you. I hope I've given you something that has the ability to change your trading life. I hope I've accomplished that. I hope I've blown your mind like I set out to blow your mind today. And I hope one day I can call you a family member because you're going to come on board with us. All right, guys, thank you so very much. I love you all very much. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, click the bell in the upper right-hand corner so you never miss a valuable piece of content I come out with. I will be doing events more frequently online with this format. There's much more for us to get accomplished and do. All right. Once again, thank you very much. And it's time, to go to boom. Woo! Thank you, guys. Thank you. Love you. Ciao.